My name is Shelby Hall. I grew up in the White Mountains, born and raised. I started hunting when I was 10. That's the legal age in Arizona to begin hunting. My dad grew up trapping in the White Mountains. He's been quite the archery hunter. He started me out with rifle hunting. He said that I had to get a few harvests under my belt before I could start archery hunting. Once I turned 16, I begged him for a bow. He bought me my first bow when I had turned 16, and then I started practicing and practicing. He wouldn't let me go hunting until I became really good at archery. And then when I went to college at NAU, I just said, I'm going archery hunting. I don't care what you say. My dad didn't think I was going to be able to kill a deer with my bow, and I proved him wrong. I killed my first mule deer with my bow when I was 18, and it was a 70-yard shot, and it dropped him. And so I proved him wrong. That was fun. And then the addiction for archery hunting just began there. I've killed many coos deer. 2018, I harvested my first bull elk with my bow at 60 yards, and that was probably the toughest hunt I've ever been on, but by far the most magical. My husband and I, we both grew up here, and our son will grow up here as well. He's 3 years old, and he's already has a fascination with hunting, and I know he's going to be a great hunter. He's already growing up with it, and we take him out as much as possible. He's very obsessed with big bulls, as he calls them. He calls everything, including deer, big bulls. It's absolutely adorable, and he loves watching hunting videos with us on YouTube, and we take him out shed hunting with us, and we're definitely going to keep on the tradition of hunting with our family.
Hi, my name is Brandi Jones. I was born in Phoenix, but I was raised here. We moved up here when I was really young. I am married. We have 2 boys, 13 and 17, both of who are also avid hunters themselves. Growing up, I did a lot of fishing once I got my license, and I got to fish a little bit with my dad while I was growing up, but we weren't really hunters. Got into hunting when I got married to my husband. He grew up in a hunting family, hunted since he was old enough to hunt, which is 10 in this state, but he was a huge hunter, and I never really understood the full draw of hunting in general. Because he was such a big hunter and he was going hunting all the time, every season, which I love to be in the woods, but I never hunted. So I decided to go ahead and jump in with both feet. I started shooting a little bit with a rifle. I started rifle hunting first, and then I wanted to take on the challenge of archery hunting, because archery hunting is a whole lot more complicated, and there's a lot more to think about and a lot more to do. So I wanted to take on that full challenge. A lot of people don't know it, but females and males have to actually hold their bows differently. We have to stand a little different. We have to maneuver a little different with our stance and everything. So I sent him to work, and every day he was at work and I was at home, I would take my bow out and I'd shoot for hours. And finally, in order to start archery hunting big game, I was told that I needed to be able to hit a 6-inch circle with every arrow I had at one time. So I worked and worked and worked until I got that. It took me months, but I got that figured out, and then I went out and with him and we archery hunted in August, which is our archery deer season. But it did take me, I don't think I harvested my first animal till 6 years after I'd start archery hunting.
What I love about archery hunting is it makes me a better hunter. You have to get so much closer to the animal that you're hunting. The wind has to be perfect. You have to be good at ranging distances without your rangefinder, just because you're gonna have a split-second decision on how far that animal is. You're not gonna have, most of the time you're not gonna have time to range the animal. So I think it just makes you a better hunter. And there's just something about getting that close to an animal, especially a bull that's in the rut and they're screaming. And to get 60 yards from a bull that's in the rut, it's just, I can't even explain the feeling that gives you.
The complexity with archery is a whole lot different, because you have to be within 60 yards of an animal, and of course you have to have the wind right, and you have to be able to sneak in on them. But as we know, most game animals, their sense of smell and sense of vision are a whole lot heightened within 60 yards or less, usually, to take those big game animals. So And on top of that, on top of you trying to watch your wind and trying to watch the animals around you, there's usually multiples of them, so there's multiple eyes on you all the time. The other thing is you have to watch several other things with your bow. Like you have to watch your movement with your bow when you pull your bow. You have to make sure you use your peep sight to aim. You have to make sure you're using the right pin. You have to make sure your yardage is right. So there's a lot that goes into archery hunting that makes it so much more complicated than rifle hunting.
So if you're interested in getting into hunting as a female and you've never been hunting before, you don't have someone to influence you, like I have my dad and my husband, I would highly recommend going over to your local archery shop. They're going to teach you all you need to know about bows. They're going to teach you how to shoot. You can get archery lessons there. And then I would recommend doing as much research as possible on hunting and maybe trying to join some type of hunting community so you can learn and grow.
If I could give any advice to a new female archer or a female that wants to get into archery, is number one, make sure that you get to one of the local archery shops. That's huge in being able to have the right equipment, know the parts you need, know what you need to be doing as far as your stance, as far as being able to tune your bow, adjust your bow, get the yardages correct, so they'll be able to help you with that.
The hardest thing about being a female archer is being taken seriously. A lot of people think that females just go out in the woods and are taking pictures of themselves and not actually hunting. But there's actually women out there that are doing exactly what the men are doing, and they're not being taken seriously.
What I love about archery deer hunting is the intimate nature in which you can get so close to nature and so close to the animals that you're right in the middle of everything.